Hey, 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 hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. Virgos, let's get into this, shall we? So, Virgos, I actually have two other Virgo videos that I need to release for you guys. One is still processing from today, another one was processing from a different day, and I totally forgot to release it to you. So, Virgos, just know you're going to have a couple of other videos that'll pop out between today and tomorrow. So, we start out with the Three of Pentacles. We've got these, I always think of this as like the three wise men. Hi, Andrea. Good to see you, beauty. Um, they're sitting here looking at a map, planning. For either I look at this as like the three wise men or like the, kind of like the fates, in mythology, the three crone sisters that are responsible for giving human beings their lifespan and spinning and weaving the tale of a character's life. This Three of Pentacles is about working together, but I feel like this is something working together on the higher realms on behalf of our Virgo in this storyline so far. This could be the Virgo's ancestors that are more or less um, kind of going to be, I'm going to say, whispering to Virgo, like, hey, you could do a little of this, or hey, Virgo, you could do a little of that. I think that this Virgo is supposed to be in a really good place, possibly in a position of really being seen, really feeling peaceful, possibly feels like something is moving around in the grand scheme of life. I think in this storyline, I think that this Virgo is going to experience some pretty significant changes, but it's kind of coming into fruition because like the constellations are going to connect, and this all has to do with whomever the ancestors are or the fates are working on behalf of this Virgo. um, you know what, this actually, I told you I have two other Virgo videos. I'm almost feeling like this is kind of a bit of a trilogy because the where I ended the other Virgo video, the one I just recorded, it kind of left us at this moment. So it's interesting to see this. Wow, we have a 10 of Pentacles. So in this particular storytelling, this Virgo is headed for fortune. They're headed for, and when I say headed for, I literally, there's some other thing or some other place or someone else that they're supposed to connect with in another location on Earth. And the fates are helping to bring this into fruition. It has not happened yet. This is all kind of like what's being decided up in the higher realms in this very fanciful, very mystical story. But I feel like, let me just look a little closer. I can't quite tell with the map the way it is what other location, but it looks like South America is factoring in here. They're consulting and they're saying, okay, here's where Virgo's at. Yeah, but here's where their connection is. Here's where the other location is. But I'm not 100% sure. It looks like South America to me, but admittedly, I'd need like a magnifying glass to really peer into that. Okay, this is very exciting. So Virgo is headed for some kind of tremendous abundance. I mean, this, I'm not saying that they're going to go find a sunken treasure ship's booty, but it sure does look like that, doesn't it? Maybe somebody literally does like, looking for treasure. Maybe they're a scuba diver. Maybe they actually have a side hobby of something like that. But my impression is more like almost like the treasure chest or the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This Virgo is headed for something really fabulous, but it's not where they're at now. This Virgo has something else that has to happen in their life. Hold on, wrong deck. I have to stay with this first deck for a while. Sorry, but it just didn't feel right to change yet. Okay, so we have a King of Pentacles. So this Virgo hasn't met their match yet, their mate yet. Their mate has the big old bag of, in this case, you notice how it's not actually gold. Every time we get the Pentacles card, what we keep getting is amethyst crystals, which is very much about healing, very much about calm, very much about something really powerful here, something really high vibrational and spiritual as well. We got a Two of Swords. Virgo has no clue this person exists. They have, and in fact, in their present energy, they're completely blocking off all of this. Maybe that's why the fates are getting involved, because they're like, what the freak is this Virgo doing? You can't linger where you are, baby. You got to get over here. You got to get over to wherever this is. I wish I could say where this is on a map. Addison Pitcher, that's, yeah, Italy. That's a great, because it's kind of like one of the lengthy, like the shape of South America, the shape of Italy. It's something a little like that I'm seeing on that map, but I can't point it out. This Virgo is blocking this right now. We got to get them unstuck. I feel like we got to work with the fates right now. So we're gonna focus on fates. What do you want of Virgo? What is going to help them? Because we see that they're blindfolded, they're blocked, they're not doing what they should. Okay, Virgos, I have got to say this. We have had so much of this like need to jump away, need to jump into something new, need to make change. I feel like that's been a repetitious Virgo message lately. And sure enough, we have the Fool card. So the fates over here are saying, Virgo, you've got to get out of a rut. This Virgo, they're talking to our fictional Virgo, right? The fates are saying, Virgo, you must do the exceptional thing, the brave thing, the exciting thing. Now, this can be to leap into the great abyss, the leap of faith, go do the thing that they're excited to do but haven't done yet. Take a leap of faith and do something totally different, because they've got to just take one step forward on the journey. Now, interestingly enough, the first step on a journey could be to mingle with a King of Wands. Now, here's the ironic part. Remember, their end destination is the pot of gold with the King of Pentacles. So why would they have to first mingle with a King of Wands? Well, because as we already know, they're nowhere near wherever this King of Pentacles is. Let's say, for example, this King of Pentacles is down in South America, but Virgo's stuck over here in, we'll say Norway. That's the first thing that comes to mind. And the fates are like, you've got to start interacting, meet a new boss, sign up for a crazy cruise, date somebody from a different location, because for all you know, through this person, you eventually take a vacation down to South America and you meet this person. Sometimes life goes in a really squirrely pattern. It's not a direct line from A to B. And I think the story on this is that the Virgo has to not want the straight line from A to B. They have to accept the squiggly pattern of life, because they're not going to be able to see how will this get me here. And the Virgo's first thought would probably, because they are known to be rational thinkers. Hey, I'm not throwing shade. I'm a double Virgo with I don't even know how many other Virgo placements in my chart. So many, it's ridiculous. And I don't identify as a Virgo, is the funniest part. I don't ever put myself as a Virgo. But at the same time, that if you look at my chart, I'm all Virgo. So I'm not throwing shade at the Virgo culture here, because I'm one of y'all, even though I don't see myself as that. But this linear thought process, this organization, this structure is going to be really challenged, because it's supposed to be. Virgo can't get to where they need to end up with those riches, with that wealth, with that life of ease. They cannot get there if they keep doing the same pattern. They have to step out of the pattern, break the pattern, do the unexpected, do the non-Virgo thing. Now, please remember, I am not telling anybody how to live their life or what to do. These are fictional stories about fictional characters. So do not go out and do something wild and crazy because Kate told you to. Kate did not tell you to do that. These characters are having a conversation with the fates. But I do find it really interesting that we are seeing a character who is destined for a lot of wonderful things, or certainly has that ability to get a lot of wonderful things and meet a wonderful person that will be so wonderful for them. But where they are right now, they're nowhere close to that person. They have to take a bit of a journey. And that journey is the thing that it's not going to be clear to them, even with the first step or maybe the first 100 steps of the journey. In fact, they could find something very different with the first step on a new journey. And they might go, well, this feels great. I mean, a King of Wands is awesome. Yeah, but this isn't going to last. And the Virgo also has to be okay with that. They're going to take steps on this adventure. Maybe it's to go out with somebody that they never would have. Oh, now I know why I said Norway, because this looks like a Viking, like straight up a Viking, something Celtic or Nordic or yeah, just we have a red-headed looking Viking here. Um, Six of Wands, and then with this Knight of Wands, it it could devolve fairly quickly. Virgo could have a whirl of a good time with someone who then turns out not to be a king at all. They could end up just being a knight. It's a flash in the pan. That could be a stunner, or it could also make the Virgo feel really excited for a hot minute. But maybe they need to go through something like that. Something that's passionate, something that's wonderful. Heck, it could be Virgo who says, this was great, but I'm not sticking around. So Virgo becomes the Knight of Wands, the one who says, you know what, this was so much fun. I so enjoyed being with this King of Wands, but I'm on this passion journey now. I've got the scent of, like a bloodhound who's got the scent of something in their nose and they got to follow their nose where it goes. I almost feel like this character, this King of Wands, is going to start the ball rolling for Virgo, and Virgo's going to be going down these roads that are going to be unexpected. It's going to make them behave in a different way. This is not like, okay, so I'm supposed to go meet the perfect person and have this lengthy relationship. This says, well, it's one step in a journey that'll be one hell of a ride, one hell of an excitement, one hell of a passionate, crazy love story, possibly. But this is not the end all be all. This is but one paragraph in Virgo's life story. And that's the other thing. Virgo may not like hearing that part. What do you mean? I have to have it organized. I have to know what I'm doing next Tuesday in 2027. I like to know what I do on Tuesdays, even years in advance. This says Virgo can't know that. In this storyline, they don't get the luxury of knowing that. Oh, I know I'm cringing. Maybe I am a Virgo. We've got the Page of Cups here. And then we've got the Seven of Swords that is sideways. Any way I slice it, I just keep seeing that this Virgo has to get from point A to point Z, and it's going to be a zigzaggy road, and they're going to find out some things about themselves that they may not always like. This Virgo could discover that they become the person who is not, they don't, even though they meet somebody wonderful, they may not want to stay. Could be them that becomes that Knight of Wands, who has a wonderful time, but then still chooses to move on. It could be them who realizes that, wow, I'm not exactly everything I thought I was, because sometimes maybe I discover I can be immature sometimes. And maybe sometimes I'm not 100% honest about that. This is the journey for a Virgo that thinks that they know exactly who they are and how they act and how they behave in life, and they actually still have a few learning curves up ahead, and they won't like everything they find out about themselves, but they will get a chance to put themselves into maybe even testing or uncomfortable situations to really learn a little bit more. Because I think we're dealing with a Virgo who really thought they've got it pretty well figured out, and they could stay right where they are and be just who they are, and they would probably have a fine life. But in this, the fates say, Virgo, you're more of an adventurer. And if you're going to be an adventurer, you're going to encounter a lot of situations, a lot of people, and it's going to awaken pieces of yourself, passionate pieces, fearful pieces, things that you won't encounter if you're, let's put it this way. If I stayed only in one town of my life, my entire life, from birth until death, my life would be fine. It would be very stable. I'd probably have a lot of things that I can count on, rely on. But if I went out and I traveled the globe and I went into different cultures and tasted different foods, and were pitted against different environments and different ferocious animals and all those things, I would probably find myself sometimes feeling weak and inadequate. I would sometimes find myself feeling not so grounded or secure, but that would be the point, right? And indeed, I am the kind who likes to travel. So to me, that's an appealing thought, even though I know there's a cringe factor to that too. But I think that's what this is all about. This is a Virgo who's got to go out and go do some things because they're going to learn some things about themselves. And I don't think they've ever hit the height of passion that they will, and they're supposed to hit with that King of Wands. Maybe there is some hot, hunky Viking dude in Virgo's future, somebody that Virgo would have never dreamed that they would be into gobs of muscles and braided beard hair, but then they are, like sometimes you don't know what you like until you figure out that's what you like, right? This exploration could be about the sensual world as much as it is about Virgo discovering who they are, what they're made of, how they behave in different passionate situations, and when they've had enough of a situation and want to keep moving on this journey. I kind of think they're going to get a little bit, I don't want to say addicted to the excitement of the not knowing and the journey, but that might be kind of like the bump Virgo needs. We have a Four of Cups in the reverse. And then, because we have this Ace of Cups here, but interestingly enough, it's marked by Libra energy. So it's very much about balance as well. I think we could be talking about a Virgo that's, say they're like 65 years old or something, and they were a rock for a lot of people. They were the person that worked really hard. They were the person who everyone could rely on, and then they retire and they're about to live like a really adventurous life. And they're realizing, I don't want to have any regrets. This Four of Cups in the reverse says, oh my God, it doesn't matter when in life I'm having these adventures. I'm just so thrilled that I am. I'm filling my cup. I'm actually in love with my life, and I feel more balanced. And maybe I'm realizing I needed to kick my heels up in a way that I didn't do many, many years ago. That's what this feels like. So as this character is now on this journey, this is a character, it doesn't matter what age they are, their life is far from over. This character could be 85 years old, and in the next year and a half of their life, they're going to live more adventures than what they have had in the previous 85 years. And it's going to be like, oh my God, I didn't even know it could be like this. It doesn't matter when it's happening, but because I look at this as the fates, it's definitely time. It's very much time for this Virgo to do some things to get themselves to the location that they've always been supposed to be at, which is true success, true like self-fulfillment, and I think a really true partner. But Virgo has not allowed themselves that, has not permitted themselves that. So let me just see what kicks this off, what gets this Virgo doing this. We saw the Fool card, but what is it that really kicks the Virgo? We have a Two of Pentacles, a flip of a coin, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. So in this storyline, Virgo could either suddenly like be gifted an unexpected amount of independence or a sudden amount of wealth, or literally it's something as simple as flipping a coin. And remember, the fates step in sometimes and make the unexpected happen. I almost feel a little bit like what kickstarts this is something that is outside of Virgo's control, but it suddenly gives them this awakening that goes, wait a second, I could do anything I wanted. Nine of Pentacles. Wait, I have everything that I need. I could do anything. Maybe I will take that one cruise I was always thinking. I always wanted to go up around Norway or Iceland or Sweden, or, I want to go, I don't know. I was always interested where the Vikings go. There is a song, I can't think of it right now, but I can hear it, that Robert Plant sings, that was literally, he like came up with it and wrote it because he was traveling in an area that made him think so much of Vikings. And everybody knows the song, you don't in a heartbeat, but I've gone blank. I just feel like Virgo's suddenly going to realize that maybe they have a little bit of extra resource and they have a little bit of extra freedom, and they could do something unexpected. I think they just suddenly just say, think I'm going to do this. And it feels like it's not a heavily thought about, contemplated thing. But do you notice who's up here in the sky? You notice we have almost like a Darth Vader character up here on the my right, and then we have kind of like a Medusa character on the left. I'm just going to say, to me, that looks more like the ancestors. Not that the ancestors are Darth Vader. I think it's actually supposed to be like an alien ancestor, but um, we could consider this the fates also, overseeing, overshadowing this, saying, okay, let's give this Virgo a flick with our fingertip, which for them becomes this unexpected like opportunity. And now let's put Virgo in a position where they recognize they could take this lovely opportunity. Maybe they win a cruise. Maybe they get an opportunity that they didn't expect. They're gifted something. And all of a sudden, Virgo goes, I could do something just for me. That's the start of this journey. That's the beginning, the fool's journey of breaking their norm, doing something unexpected, having a sudden unexpected day off where they're still getting paid for it. Whatever, the power goes out at work, the Virgo goes, oh my God, I have the whole day off, but I'm not losing any money. Oh, I could do something with this day. What should I do? Well, that's the day it begins. That's their unexpected journey. Maybe that's why they're in the Viking coffee cafe and meet this fella. Woman, man, doesn't matter. I don't read for genders, but this Virgo had to get out of a routine because they were supposed to end up here. Now, through this journey, we don't see all the steps that they're going to take, which is, again, the whole point of this story. The Virgo doesn't get to see all the steps. We see how it begins and we see where it ends, but we don't see what happens in the middle, because that is the winding journey that only the Virgo themselves, they're supposed to be learning about themselves, the good, the bad, the ugly, the smelly, the beautiful, the fears, the power. All those things are going to be things that Virgo figures out about themselves on this journey. And they eventually, let me just check, do they end here? Do they end by being, it looks like, wealthy, famous, and very content with a haughty king? Do they end up with all that? Let's just see. I think this deck. It's been fanciful. Let's stay fanciful. Yeah, Ruben, thank you, darling. You are so generous. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Do they end up with everything? Page of Wands sideways. It depends on them. It depends on them. Does Virgo want to take a hold of not only one unexpected opportunity, but everything that comes after? They can choose to get off the ride at any time and say, nope, I'm picturing somebody who gets like, those train tickets that go all the way across country or all the way across Europe, the global tickets. And you could say, oh my gosh, I can go everywhere for a month or whatever. But you could also choose to hop off at the very first station, just 2 hours down the trail, the railroad tracks, and say, yeah, I'm just going to sit here. That's it. This is as far as I need to go. That's kind of what this says. The Virgo's only going to go as far as they want to go. This journey is up to them, and they're going to have to keep the magic alive. The magic starts this, but do they foster it? Do they embrace it? Do they say, yeah, I'm loving this. I'm the magician of my own life. I'm going to keep choosing the unknown. I'm going to keep choosing bigger passion, more interesting things. Like, let me give an example of something small. Virgo could walk into a restaurant that they thought was still owned by the same owners, same name, but it's owned by somebody different and the menu has changed. Virgo could either go, oh, do the previous owners still have a place? And they go, yeah, they just moved around the block. We're just the extended family that we bought the name, but if you go 15 minutes down the road, you'll still find theirs. They still have the same menu. Virgo could go, okay, bye, I'm going to go to the same old because I want that same menu. Or they could say, well, what's your menu look like? Something totally different menu item. There's the first step in doing something wild and crazy. Virgo could choose to change just anything out of their routine. Do something different. If they get up at 5:30 every morning and do their meditation routine, I don't know, maybe sleep in, maybe go out and take a walk in the park at 7:30 in the morning instead. Be around the people. Sit down instead of just walking. sit down and talk to a stranger on a park bench. Little tiny changes can create a massive change, but this Virgo has to break their routine. But at any point in time, if they choose to make a new routine, the magic stops. And that doesn't mean that they don't still have a good life, but it just says it's all up to them. The fates have kicked for Virgo the soccer ball, and now it's their decision whether or not they kick it back and keep running up and down the field with that soccer ball, or whether they go, yeah, nah, not today. I like that because this gives our character their free will, but it also opens up an avenue of tremendous opportunity and joys. That's a pretty cool storyline. I so enjoyed this one. That was a delight to get to tell. I will release the other Virgo videos. Like I said, the one I literally am putting a trigger warning on. The other one was almost feels like, well, the three together, I would almost say this could be a trilogy, because this would definitely be the third part. This is where things are getting good. But the other ones were difficult. I'm not going to lie. They were difficult Virgo reads. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Smash Stewart, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I'm so honored. So honored that you've been with me since 2020. That's awesome. Thank you. Hi, Tammy. Ms. Hermit, good to see you. Thank you again, Yael. You were so kind. Hey, Jojo. Yes. Jojo, you're awesome. Immigrant Song. That is it. Thank you. Thank you. That is the Led Zeppelin song that was in my head. I couldn't think of its title. You're wonderful. Addison, oh, Iceland looks amazing. I've never been yet, but I've seen and had friends who visited and they loved it. Hey, Star. Good to see you. Evie, hello, hello. Yes, Odin. That did look like Odin, didn't it? Lady Sarah, good to see you. Faith, Action, Bravery. Thank you, sweetheart. Really good to see you. Thank you for your lovely energy. Hi, Dwanette. Juliana, good to see you. That's right. I did know that you're in Brazil. Thank you so much. Besos. Hey, Sherry, how are you tonight? Good to see you. Cat Queen's in the house. Awesome. Thank you. Hey, RT. Starry Y, good to see you. All right, everybody. I will do an Aries video next, but I will also post other, at least, well, if both Virgo videos are available, I will release them both. All right, take care. Bye, guys. Hey, Dee.